join us this evening. So, without any further ado, let's kind of get ourselves started and see where we're looking at for our April Leaders Update. Uh, our leadership team is going to be sharing a variety of different topics this evening. As I said, I'm Steve Mock. I'm the camp director at Resica Falls. Jerry Reed, our assistant camp director, is with us this evening. Anthony Glass, our program director. Dom Tomasetti, our assistant program director, as well as our director of outdoor adventures, John Bickle, who will be sharing some, actually not sharing anything, just supporting us from the background this evening. So we're happy to have everybody with us to put together this leaders update for you all. Our agenda for this evening is pretty action-packed. We're going to go over some important dates. We're going to provide you with a bit of an update relating to our food service. Going to talk about our 2024 theme shirt announcement and unit customization on the back, share some details about the pre-camp survey, and then we're going to throw it over to our program directors who are going to talk about the role of the senior patrol leader in camp, share some quick tips about program, dive deeper into our 2024 theme of Epic of Mount Resica, and then share some details around our Afternoon Adventures program as well. And then, of course, we'll wrap it up with our Q&A feature throughout the evening, at the end of the evening as well. So let's see that we are going to, before we get into some of our important dates, we're going to see that our program guide is your number one resource and tool for everything that's going to happen in camp this summer. Lots of the information that we're sharing this evening that we shared in February's Leaders Update and that we'll be sharing in our May update as well, all comes from the program guide. So you can find that at resicafalls.org/documents and check that out. And hopefully have lots of your questions answered with that great resource and document. Now I'm going to throw it over to Jerry Reed, who's going to share about our upcoming dates for the summer.
Mark your calendars. Hopefully you have been picking what you're going to do for this summer. And on April 6th, the floodgates are going to open and you can start registering for your merit badges, Resica Rangers, and Senior Scout programs. April 6th at 9 a.m. In order to sign up for any merit badges or other stuff here, you need to have paid $150 per scout. And that'll let you plan your week at Resica Falls. Maybe a quick public service announcement here. April 8th, don't forget we have a solar eclipse. You may be asking yourself, how do I throw in a solar eclipse party? Well, you plan it. Never mind. All right, April 13th and May 4th, camp service days. Come up and have a day of service at Resica Falls. You will get a free campsite and we will supply a lunch for you. So come on up, we'll have a good day and have some fun and fellowship together. On May 15th, full payment due required for campsite check-in assignments. You won't be able to check in if you don't have all your payments filled by May 15th. And our next leaders update will be May 23rd. That'll be our final third leaders update. Well, I hope to see you soon. Our next is food. Welcome our chef, Ethan Yost. You've probably seen him. He was a staff member a few years ago and continues to come up to Resica. And so he's going to be the head chef this summer. And if you need anything, dietary restrictions, we have a form that's found on our website under important documents page. And you can send that form directly to Culinart. That's our new food service team this summer that we've hired. And you can note any special diets or food allergies. And you can also send them directly to the head chef, Ethan. And we'll have everything covered for you. Um, just fill the form out. Okay. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Jer. Lots of good details there. And of course, we're always looking for great detail-oriented people to work with us throughout the whole summer up at Resica Falls. Really, working on camp staff is some of the best work that you can possibly do, and it is one of the most rewarding experiences. A few jobs still open. If you have any scouts interested, please join us at resicafalls.org/staff. Get some information and fill out an application. We'll schedule an interview and hopefully get you signed up with a job soon. Up next, we got some information about our 2024 theme shirts, right? Playing into our summer theme of the Epic of Mount Resica with ancient Greek gods and goddesses and heroes, in which Anthony will dive deeper into. We have this custom light brown shirt with a full chest logo. On the back, you can have your unit number and hometown put on the back, free customization, and you'll pick these up during check-in when you arrive at camp on Sunday. Costs is going to be $19 for small, medium, large, and extra large, 22 for 2XL, and 25 for 3XL. And as I said, that there's no setup fee for the customization on the back, and we're going to get these started on Friday with through Black Pug. So you'll be able to, just part of your registration for the summer, go in and select the number of t-shirts that you are interested in getting for your unit. Supply the hometown information on the back, and we will have the shirts ready for you to go when you arrive in camp. Um, all orders for these custom themed shirts are going to be due on May 22nd, okay, which is a Wednesday. There's no exceptions to this deadline. So we're going to have to make sure that move quickly, get your orders in, get your money in for the shirts. Great design, great opportunity to kind of show off Resica Falls, our 2024 theme, as well as your unit and your hometown on the back. Also coming to us in May is going to be our pre-camp survey, right? It is available now, but it will be required starting May 1st. And what's the point of the survey? Well, this will be where you can share your campsite preference. We will be able to then share with you through preference and the information that you provide to us, your campsite, your arrival time, things like that. The survey also allows you to make special requests, right, for leaders or individuals that might need CPAP machines, things like that. So the pre-camp survey gives us that extra bit of information to help make your stay in camp a little better. Um, while we are, looking to accommodate our troops in any way that we can't make any guarantees upon campsite requests and things like that. We do our best, but when it comes down to it, we got to figure out campsite size, number of tents, and things like that. We're gearing up to have a pretty packed summer, and we can touch upon that in a little bit later on. So we're going to have to do our best to make sure that we're making everybody in camp have an enjoyable stay, and this survey helps with that. Some of the questions that the survey may ask is going to be about your unit hometown, which is also necessary for the troop t-shirts. The number of first-year scouts that you have attending camp. Always good to know how many new people coming to Resica Falls. If you are looking to share a campsite with another unit, we ask that you and the unit that you want to share with reference that on the pre-camp survey so that when we make campsite assignments, we can partner you up. And this includes any partnered boy-girl units that are looking to share a site. Um, we would like to know if you have a trailer so we can put you in a campsite that hopefully accommodates that. Any other special needs, as well as if you're planning on leaving camp before your normal Saturday departure. This survey is through Blackpug, so it's another feature inside your regular camp registration. So there are some step-by-step instructions here about how you're going to share this information. When you're logged into Blackpug and looking at your unit's registration, under the registration contact, which for our wonderful sample troop here coming week 5 is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. You hit update information. And when you click on that, those pre-camp survey questions are going to be there and allow you to fill those out and answer those questions for us, right? This is also where you're going to provide your pre-camp swim test, upload a PDF file of your pre-camp swim test once that has been completed. And then this is also where you're going to upload your my.scouting roster much closer to your arrival to camp, where we can which we can use for membership and roster verifications during your week prior to camp. All this comes and takes place through that update information section on your registration in Blackpug. But for now and up to May 1st, when it becomes required, we're really focusing in on the pre-camp survey questions. Of course, if you have any scouts that are 14 or 15 and maybe aren't ready to spend a full summer away at camp, but have some interest in developing leadership skills and the possibility of serving on camp staff in the future, we have our SEEK program. Two trained and highly dedicated staff members focused on the leadership development activities and staff experience preparation for those participants in the SEEK program. If you want to find out more and share this with some interested scouts, you can go to resicafalls.org/seek.
So, the role of the SPL in camp. Before coming to Resica Falls for your stay this summer, the SBL should ask their fellow scouts what sort of activities they would like to participate in. So that can be canoeing down the Delaware River to escaping the underworld in our new escape room. So there's plenty to choose from. So it's very important for everyone to be on the same page about everything there is to do this summer at camp. So for check-in, as the SBL, it is your job to make sure that your troop is ready to move during check-in in order to make the process much smoother so everyone will have time to relax following a long day of travel. Of course, our staff will be there and be able to answer any questions you may have once you arrive, but as the youth leader, it is your responsibility to ensure that everyone is ready to go after your arrival. Our Campers Council will be meeting Monday through Friday at 7:15 p.m. to go over important events and program updates. It's imperative that every SPL be present during this meeting, as will be where you'll get the best updates on evening programs for the day, as well as other specialty programs that will be happening the next day as well. So traditionally on Wednesday nights, we host our Campers Campfire at Richards Arena, where you'll be able to put on your own skits, songs, and cheers in front of the whole camp. It's even more important that you attend the council meetings on the days leading up to the campfire, as that is where you'll get your seal of approval for your skits to be able to put them on at the campfire. So, after check-in on Sunday night, there will be a meeting outside the dining hall about our afternoon program offerings. That will be detailing when and where these programs will take place. After this, the doors of the dining hall will open and you'll head inside to sign up for your afternoon adventures. So along with being present at the Campers Council meetings, this is one of the most important meetings to attend at camp, because if you don't, your troop may miss out on some of the amazing opportunities and activities that we have in camp this summer.
All right. If anybody is looking to come to camp but isn't able to make into summer camp with their unit or wants to spend an extra week in camp, you can take part in our Resica Falls Troop 1 provisional program. Uh, Great leaders, great time, great friends made as part of Resica Falls Troop 1. ResicaFalls.org/Provo is where more information and signups for weeks 4, 5, and 6 with our provisional program can take place.
So next up, we're going to talk about some of our program quick tips. So this is going to be an overview of the program offerings that we have in camp this summer. So first up, we will talk about some of our program highlights, specifically our merit badge program. So our camp offers a diverse array of over 70 merit badges. So we have a mix of both Eagle required and elective merit badges. So badges are taught between 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. On Monday through Friday, and we have a limited merit badge selection in the afternoon to accommodate our afternoon adventures program. So those afternoon merit badges, there is a limited amount of them, and they're offered on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. A full list of our merit badges, their times, and their prerequisites is all available in our program guide, as well as on resicafalls.org under the Important Documents tab. I noticed there were some questions about our Afternoon Adventures program. So we will have a full presentation on our Afternoon Adventures by our Assistant Program Director, Dom Tomasetti, but I'll give a little bit of an overview starting off right now. So the Afternoon Adventure program started in 2022, and it's designed to really give Scouts the ability to participate in camp activities just outside of the traditional merit badge program. So our Afternoon Adventures are spread throughout the camp, throughout our program areas. There really is something for everyone to enjoy. And Dom's going to give a much more in-depth presentation later on. Next up, we'll talk about our non-merit badge program. So these are activities that Scouts can participate in during the week that are separate from merit badges. First up is High Five. So High Five, our High Five Adventure program, it's a half-day program that's split into 2 sessions, one morning session, one in the afternoon. Those sessions are separate and distinct, so you either sign up for the morning program or for the afternoon program. High Five is for Scouts ages 14 and up. It's very oriented to the Scouts who are in the program that week, and they play a really integral part in planning the activities of that week. So those activities can be anything from shooting at the ranges, going on a canoe trip, hiking around camp, swimming in the Bushkill along one of our many swimming locations. So it's a really camper-driven program who works with our staff to be able to make sure that everyone really gets to do something that they're really excited for and looking forward to. But that program is either in the morning or the afternoon. We have offerings both in the morning and the afternoon. Next up is our ATV program. That's for Scouts ages 14 and up, and that is a strict requirement for the age there. This is the only program where Scouts can use ATVs while they are in camp. There is an additional fee for Scouts participating in the program, and that's in our program guide. And there's a virtual safety course that they have to complete before they come to camp. So before they're able to get on an ATV, they have to complete, it's a 2-hour virtual safety course that Scouts have to be able to take before they come to camp for the week. Next up is our COPE program. COPE stands for Challenging Outdoor Personal Experience. It's the ultimate team building and airborne experience. So Scouts who are in the program tackle both our high and low ropes courses, as well as our rock climbing walls throughout the week-long program. So Scouts will participate in that program in the mornings for the week. Next up is our Resica Rangers program. Resica Rangers is designed to give our Scouts spending their first summer in the summer camp setting or at Resica Falls to give them the opportunity to earn requirements towards the first class rank. So it takes place weekday mornings as well as Thursday afternoon, where there is a hike and an overnighter at our lake. So counselors, staff Rangers will work with our counselors to fulfill requirements to get your Scouts towards the first class rank. And there's also the ability to earn the Exploration Merit Badge as well as the Nature Merit Badge as part of that program. So all requirements that will be covered under the Afternoon Adventures, in the Resica Rangers program are available in the program guide. So you'll be able to see everything that gets covered for the advancement for your Scouts while they're in camp. And next up, we could talk about our Twilight programs. So Twilight programs happen on Tuesday and Thursday night, where Scouts can participate in a variety of activities around camp. That is Twilight boating, things like Twilight boating, Twilight Cope, our night out swim program, and cowboy action shooting, which requires an additional form. These are not programs you have to register for. These are programs that scouts can attend on those Tuesday and Thursday nights while they're in camp. And next up are other programs that are separate from our merit badge programs and our traditional programs that scouts can take part in during their weekend camp. First up is Fawn Run. Fawn Run is a high adventure Philmont style backpacking trip really throughout camp. It's a unit-wide activity that's separate from the regular camp program. So scouts can participate in the merit badge program, afternoon adventures program, and Fawn Run during their weekend camp. There's a separate registration for that program completely. So that's separate from your traditional camp program. And if you're participating scouts, if your scouts are participating, you will have to have leaders available to provide that 2 deep leadership, as well as you'll have a staff guide that'll be kind of working with your unit throughout your time through the Fawn Run program. Next up is Paddle-Rama, which is a 50-mile canoe trip on the Delaware River. Participants will leave camp Monday morning and they'll return on Thursday evening. So much like Fawn Run, this is a program that's separate and distinct from the traditional camp program. So you're not able to do both. There is also a separate registration for that, much like Fawn Run. And next up is SEEK, which Steve talked about a little bit. So in 2021, SEEK replaced our traditional CIT program with an all-new program designed to train scouts who are 14 and 15 years old to join a position on our camp staff. It's a 3-week program, so scouts will be able to stay at camp for those 3 weeks and take part in trainings and shadow program areas, area directors to really learn more about the camp staff experience. So it's a really great program designed to train the future members of our Resica Falls camp staff. And that's separate from the traditional camp program. There's a separate registration, but scouts do have the ability to participate in some of our programs, work with our programs, with our staff, and earn some merit badges as well. And finally, we'll talk about our pioneering camp, which is a unique experience available during week 3. That's for scouts ages 13 years and older, where they are working, again, separately of the camp program. It's run by another individual in our, really primarily in the Firestone section of our camp. So again, separate from our traditional regular camp program. And that requires a separate registration as well. And all registration information and questions can be directed to a gentleman named Chris Nagel. And his contact information is available in our program guide. And next up, we'll talk about embracing the theme. So our theme this summer that I know I am extremely excited about, it's the Epic of Mount Resica. So scouts will be able to really participate in an immersive theme experience. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean is that the gods, goddesses, heroes, and villains that you're meeting in the beginning parts of your week at Resica Falls are going to continue to be popping up as individuals that you can interact with during the rest of your stay at Resica Falls. So starting from that opening campfire all the way to our closing ceremony, your unit will be completely immersed in Greek mythology and our Olympics culture. So we're really, really excited to be able to offer this immersive theme experience to our scouts that are coming to Resica this summer. Next up, we'll talk about our camp-wide program opportunities that you'll be able to partake in during your weekend camp. First up is the Test of Heroes. So Wednesday afternoon, after our picnic lunch, units on the parade field, units will be able to participate in our camp-wide Test of Heroes. So games and activities are spread out across the parade field and in the surrounding program areas. So scouts will be able to participate in both individual and patrol activities to become one of our top units in camp for the week. Next up is our Race of the Gods, which is our Tuesday night triathlon. So scouts can join Apollo and participate in our ultimate race activity from Unami Lodge to the lake, kayaking across the Lake Roger, and then a race to the archery range, followed by an archery competition. So that's for scouts ages 14 and older who are a designated swimmer. After you take your swim test, will be available to able to participate in our Race of the Gods. Next up is Nix's Night Hike. So that's our Tuesday night program. So scouts can join our staff on a journey through the forest to find where Hades has locked away the Greek god Hephaestus, who is the god of fire and metalworking, after he's taken over Mount Resica. So we'll talk a little bit more about what I mean by that in a couple minutes, but that's another one of our activities for Tuesday night. Next up is our Resica Falls Olympic Village, which is a new program in 2024 that we're extremely excited about. So on Tuesday night, units will come together on the parade field for the Resica Falls Olympic Village. So units will be able to choose from a soon-to-be-released list of countries, and then showcase that country's culture. That can be through a game, that can be through an activity, that could be through cuisine. So the more really creative, the better that your units will be able to come up with for our Olympic Village. So you're really encouraged to choose an experience that will allow everyone, whether that's in your unit or everyone that is participating in the program in camp, to be able to participate and get involved in. So we have a limited number of supplies that will be available in camp. So we're really, requesting that units bring what you need to be able to staff your station while in camp. So we really are recommending, once we release that list, you'll receive that. You'll be receiving that soon, to really research the country that you choose and then showcase the best of what it has to offer. We have some additional merit badges in the afternoon, like I spoke about a little bit earlier. So in addition to our afternoon adventure program, we have offerings of 14 different merit badges in the afternoon. So this gives scouts the opportunity to earn merit badges in the afternoons, also participating in afternoon adventures. So it's really the opportunity for scouts to be able to have a really unique experience in the afternoon and earn merit badges and participate in other afternoon programs. Next up, we'll be talking about the Trials of Mount Resica. So it's a week-long interactive experience that goes along with that immersive theme that we spoke about earlier. So it's really able to allow scouts to be able to embrace our theme for the summer. So Hades has taken over Mount Resica, and he's imprisoned all the gods and goddesses of our camp. So it's up to our scouts to help free them. We'll have a board at Unami Lodge that scouts will be able to visit throughout the week, and they'll be able to collect riddles to figure out where Hades is actually hidden the gods and goddesses of Mount Resica. So scouts and units will be able to return these sheets back to the office, and that'll allow them to earn points that'll contribute to, again, becoming one of those top performing units in camp. And finally, we'll talk about our gateway competition. During our gateway competition, units have a really unique opportunity to construct a gateway at the entrance of their campsite. So our camp commissioners will be judging this contest on Friday afternoon, and a special emphasis is placed on the use of scout skills to construct your gateway, as well as integrating our camp theme, which is the Epic of Mount Resica, so Greek mythology and Olympics. The unit with the winning gateway will receive a special award at our closing campfire on Friday night. So we really are encouraging all units to really get involved and partake in our gateway competition while in camp for the summer.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. Lots of great program details. There's a question or two in here about the Tuesday night program and selecting countries. You want to answer that real quick before we keep moving on?
Yes, absolutely. So when that list is released, you'll be able to put in your requests for the countries that you can select. So that'll come out to you when the guide gets released. So you'll be able to request the countries that are there on that list.
Awesome. And then there's another question about when the form for the week-long scavenger hunt's going to be due.
So you'll be able to return them to the camp office, preferably by Friday afternoon. So that'll be in camp during the week, preferably by Friday afternoon. So we'll be able to tally up all the points and make sure that everybody is, so we have all the scores enabled to make sure that we are awarding the correct units.
Awesome, thank you. Weeblos Week takes place during week 6 at Resica Falls. So in addition to our Scouts BSA summer camp program, we also offer the opportunity for Weeblos and Arrow of Light Scouts to come and join us for a week of resident camp at Resica Falls during week 6. They'll work on some of their different adventures for Weeblos and Arrow of Light, participate in a whole bunch of activities, and get a taste of what a summer at Resica Falls, a week of summer camp at Resica Falls can be like. Share this information with your Cub Packs and have them sign up at resicafalls.org/Weeblos. This will be our 3rd summer operating the program, and it continues to grow each summer. So we're excited to see where the program is going to take us for 2024. Up next, Dom's going to do a bit of a deep dive for us into some of the processes related to our afternoon adventures program.
So our afternoon adventure guide will be available on April 24th. Much like our general program guide, this is going to detail all of the adventures that will be available this summer. So it's important to go over this with your troops before May 11th in order to be able to sign up for some of those key adventures that might interest your scouts. So on the topic of those key adventures, each troop will have the opportunity on, again, May 11th to sign up for one key adventure to help ensure that you'll get to participate in those hot ticket activities that are otherwise hard to sign up for when you are at camp. So those key adventures are going to be rifle, shotgun, and archery troop shoots, troop trips to Fossil Rock, Cool Dip, and Little Falls, and any canoe trip that you'd like to take place in camp. And of course, on top of that, our escape room. So, as a reminder, we will still have our meeting on Sunday night after check-in to get your troops signed up for your adventures that are not on that key adventure list, but those signups will be on a first come, first served basis. So please be sure to be there and get to that meeting in order to help reserve your spot. So back by popular demand, our escape room will be making its triumphant return this summer. This summer, you'll need to team up with your fellow scouts to follow the clues and solve puzzles to escape the underworld and defeat Hades. Now, if you have any trouble registering for key adventures, or if you're curious about any adventure in particular, once the adventure guide has released, please feel free to email hello@resicafalls.org.
Awesome, Dom. Thank you. I know we just shared a whole bunch of information relating to a whole bunch of things about summer camp, and we'll continue to answer some questions now as they come through in the Q&A. But I also wanted to share some details around our next leaders update, and as Jerry said, this will be our third and final leaders update for the summer of 2024. Take place on May 23rd at 7 p.m. And we'll share some last minute details and features about summer camp so everybody can be ready to go and prepared for the summer. Signups for that will open shortly, and we're looking forward to having you joining us then. All right. At this time, we're going to keep going through with our Q&A, answer a couple different questions out loud. So some questions here about our swimming holes, Fossil Rock, Pool Dip. What exactly are those? So we have a beautiful creek that runs through the heart of camp, the Bushkill Creek, and there are some natural swimming holes along that creek that we have the opportunity to organize some unit swims in at various points throughout the week. Don was talking about units signing up for those as part of their afternoon key adventures. There are a couple requirements that come along with operating those troop swims in the Bushkill. And we're looking actually for some more clarification around those requirements from the National Aquatics Committee and the BSA National Office at this point. So once we have some details around the proper supervision that will be required for those trips, which is a bit of a change from some of the previous summer operations, we're going to share that out with everybody, but we're waiting for some clarification around that. So they're great times, great unique experiences, and a fun way for the troop to just cool off and hang out. So that is what Fossil Rock and Pool Dip are. Some issues revolving to the pre-camp survey. We're going to be working on that as soon as we get off of the webinar. It will be available either very late tonight or tomorrow morning. We're not exactly sure why all the features aren't working on the pre-camp survey. So we're going to look into that and hopefully get that all tied up so you can share that important information with us soon. Okay. The Q&A written questions and responses are unfortunately not available outside of the webinar this evening, okay? But any of the questions that are answered live are, and that's why we're kind of getting some of the hot button ones, hot topic ones answered live for everybody, so that there will be that information here at the end of the webinar. Let's see, what else do we got here? Medical form info. Yeah, so if you go to resicafalls.org/documents, there are several key documents for your stay in summer camp up at resicafalls.org. That includes the 2024 program guide, the sample menu that we've put together, the dietary restriction form that Jerry talked about, as well as the BSA medical form information. So that includes the annual health and medical record from the BSA, and also our drug administration record that we have as a summer camp. Those forms are up there for you to access, and definitely take advantage and check out resicafalls.org/documents. So the Afternoon Adventures program really is designed to show all the things that camp offers outside of the Merit Badge program. So some scouts can work on some merit badges if they want to. There's lots of opportunities to go on some afternoon adventures later on in the afternoon. And as Dom said, there is a Sunday evening meeting where scouts can meet with the area directors and the program directors to work through finding some of the best afternoon adventures for that unit. So if there's some small things that a few scouts want to do, our areas are flexible and can work together to kind of put that into place. So answering the question around merit badges in the afternoon as well as afternoon adventures, absolutely can do both and put both into play so everyone can have a great time. We do offer, there's a question here revolving around beginners and swimming instruction and things like that. So there are going to be, we do offer instructional swim program for those that do not pass the BSA swim test. That takes place on in the afternoons, right after lunch, 2:15, and that gives everyone the opportunity to work up and develop their swim skills to hopefully pass the BSA swim test either before they leave camp or when they come to camp next year. Okay. The swimming status requirements for canoe trips, that's outlined specifically in the program guide for swimmers, beginners, and non-swimmers with different types of vessels in canoes and things like that. I don't want to misspeak here and say the wrong thing, so certainly check the program guide for those vessel requirements and swimming abilities after the webinar feature, after we're done with our webinar tonight. SPL meetings, it's called an SPL meeting, but really we could actually call it the Campers Council meeting. And that's there so that your senior scout in camp, whether that's the senior patrol leader or if they're busy, the assistant senior patrol leader is there representing your unit and getting the important information about your stay in camp. Another feature of our documents page is going to be our pre-camp swim classification form that gives you the opportunity to fill out, and then that is the form that you will have completed when you're doing your swim test prior to camp, and then upload that into BlackPub. For the instructional swim, scouts can just show up and when it's during those scheduled instructional swim times at the pool. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Key adventures. So the afternoon adventures take place during the afternoon time slots outlined in the program guide starting at 2:15. Some of them may take the full afternoon, like your trip to Fossil Rock or Cool Dip, or a canoe trip on the Delaware River. Some of them may only take a block period where you're going and doing a cooking demonstration at Scoutcraft or doing the escape room. It's really going to depend upon what your unit chooses and what they want to do. So those times are there in the afternoons, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. As Anthony said, Wednesday afternoon is our big camp-wide games. So we don't have afternoon adventures running at that point. With those, okay, there are some merit badges being offered during the afternoons as well. So it's going to be up to the scouts and the units what they want to participate in. Do they want to focus on some of those merit badges in the afternoon, or do they rather focus on the afternoon adventures, or a mix? It is entirely up to the scouts and the unit making that choice and that decision what they want to get out of their week and their stay in camp. Um, So, different questions here, answering a question here about the different types of swimming holes. So, Fossil Rock, Pool Dip, and Little Falls are our three main swimming holes. There's not too much different with them. They each have their own little quirk or a little feature to them. Little Falls is a waterfall area with a swimming pool area around it, a natural swimming pool area. Pool Dip and Fossil Rock are natural pools as well, that are neat for the unit to participate in. Just different parts of the camp, different swimming areas. Question about the swim form that's on the website. As long as the information that we're looking for on our swim form matches the information that you have on your swim form that's in a different format, we're good. Just as long as all that information's there and available to us, right? All right, and all of this information that we've shared is available in our program guide. Lots of details there. This recording, so that all the information that we shared this evening will be shared out to everyone that has attended once the recording is live and posted on youtube.com/Resica Falls. So that'll be up in about a week or so. So you'll be able to go back and see the information from the webinar. In addition, if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org. Busy time of year, lots of emails coming in, so we work to answer our questions best as we can that we receive through hello@resicafalls.org. So please be patient with us, and we'll get you answers as soon as we can. That's also the email that you're going to want to use on Saturday if you have any questions regarding merit badge registration, which opens Saturday, April 6th at 9 a.m. Get your scouts and everybody signed up, and it'll be a great time. Thanks for joining us tonight. Very happy that you're all able to be here, and see you in camp.